Hello, my name is Chris Hemingway. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm the alto player with the new Century Saxophone Quartet, and obviously I play Cannonball Saxophones. I would like to talk a little bit about overtones because I feel like in order for you to have positive tone development, you have to spend a lot of time experimenting and playing overtones. I know it was one of the things that my teachers strongly stressed back when I was in college and even in high school. And my earlier teachers in high school were Clifford Landman. My college teacher was James Holick, and James Holick studied with Sigurd Rascher, who basically, I won't say he invented the overtones, but was a strong impact on playing overtones. So what I like to do is, first of all, explain what overtones are. Basically, you got the overtone series, you got one note, the low B flat. And within that note are what they call a bunch of harmonics that keeps going up higher and higher. We as humans can't necessarily hear that, but dogs and other animals can hear those overtones. That's why sometimes when you're practicing, they may go crazy because they're hearing all of those sounds at once. We can't necessarily hear them, although they're there so we can feel them. So if you take that low B flat and you single out each overtone, it will sound something like this. So the theory is that there's no limit. It just keeps going up higher and higher and higher. But if you've ever seen a trumpet player play a trumpet, basically his notes are based off of the overtone series. That's why he only has 3 valves. And that's why when you saw me and I was playing my overtones, I never changed my fingers. They stayed the same, low B flat the entire time. And that's why also the early trumpets didn't have any valves and they played things like this. Not as easy as it looks. But in any case, so why I stress overtones so much is because I think if you learn to get around the horn and play all those overtones in the many different ways that you can, it will help create a very flexible voicing palette for you. So what is voicing? Voicing is basically how you shape your oral cavity. You're basically moving your throat, how your tongue directs the air into the mouthpiece. You can play with a colder sound or play with a warmer sound, but in order for you to have control over that, it comes from being able to understand how to use your voicing. And an instant way to learn how to do that is just learning how to play your overtones. Also with overtones, you learn how to do the extended range of the saxophone. So supposedly the highest note in the saxophone is a concert A. On the alto, it's your F sharp. So that's supposedly our highest note, but the saxophone can go much higher than that. So just now, I went to a G above the F sharp that I played. So this is the F sharp. This is the G just above that F sharp. But the highest note I played was an octave above that. So you get into the 3 octave range of the saxophone. And my teacher's teacher, Sigurd Rascher, had about 4 octaves. So it is pretty much limitless as far as you can go. Now, obviously, there's a limit on how much you can control it. But if you learn to do all of this, then your voicing palette, how you can shape and color notes, make them warm or cold, that's where you learn how to, you get those techniques from doing just overtones by themselves.